Nerdrotic.com.
We got Harrison Ford injures shoulder rehearsing Indiana Jones fight scene, production to shoot around recovery. Depending on how long the recovery is. I'm 51. If I'm going to do anything physical, I have to do like a little stretching because if I forget, it will hurt. We were getting a tree stump out of our backyard and I was down for a couple of days just because I'm old. You know, we don't bounce back. So being 78, I can't imagine, especially 2 plane crashes. Who knows what else he's been through.
It's an airplane that's as old as Harrison Ford is. When airplanes or engines are that old, they do have a tendency to fail.
Exclusive. Harrison Ford hurt himself rehearsing a fight scene in Indiana Jones 5, sources tell Deadline. Oopsie. The extent of his injury wasn't immediately known, but it involves his shoulder. Director James Mangold, while not on Twitter complaining about fans, will continue to shoot around while the appropriate course of treatment is evaluated. The filming schedule will be reconfigured as needed in the coming weeks. Disney has set the film for July 29, 2022 release date. They can make films much faster than they used to. It used to take a couple of years to do something like this. Now they're doing principal in a couple of months, 3 months, and the rest is post, and they work right up until the day it's released. It's crazy. A production on Indiana Jones 5 got underway earlier this month in Pinewood over at the UK. Ford stars alongside Mads Mikkelsen, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Boyd Holbrook, Shawnette, Renee Wilson, and Thomasin Ketchman. John Williams, who has worked on every score in the 40-year-old franchise, including the iconic theme, is also returning as composer.
That damn music follows me everywhere.
Well, that's good. And like I said before, like if you're going to pick somebody besides Spielberg, I mean, Mangold's a decent pick. You know, the guy's got pretty good resume of films, and they're all very different. I don't know if you can say he's got a style, but I think that's one of the best things about him is he can adapt, you know. Ford suffered a serious injury when his leg was broken by a hydraulic door in a freak accident on the set of the Millennium Falcon spaceship while reprising Han Solo in Star Wars.
Dislocated the ankle forward. Hey! And then they broke his leg! I get it! Hey, come on! You should have won that award.
Well, it's almost like tradition now, right? Let's hope this injury is, by comparison, a momentary setback for Ford, who, at age 78, is in remarkable shape. Well, is he? I skipped this paragraph, but just got a statement from Disney. In the course of rehearsing for a fight scene, Harrison Ford sustained an injury involving his shoulder. Production will continue while the appropriate course of treatment is evaluated, and the filming schedule will be reconfigured as needed in the coming weeks.
Oh, déjà vu.
So we don't know if it's going to delay anything. I think that's all good news. Take your time, Harrison. I would say enjoy your retirement. Now, Phoebe Waller-Bridge's involvement is just acting. I don't think she's working on the script. We don't know. This apparently is being written by James Mangold and not by Joe Kasdan, right, who wrote Solo. # Solo lost money. And if this is the best that Lucasfilm has right now, then yeah, they are in trouble. We did get a lot of Lucasfilm news over the last 72 hours, and that's pretty much the only entertaining thing I find about Lucasfilm is the news around their projects and not any of their actual projects. I am pretty checked out since the firing of Gina Carano, and on my last Nooner, I went over the entire Atlantic article, which pretty much read like a fluff piece for The Mandalorian and George Lucas, which is fine, but I didn't read much into it other than that. I know some other people did, and that's cool. You can you read between the lines. I read between the lines too. The one thing I did find suspicious was there was no mention of Gina Carano at all. And that being said, yeah, I could believe it's a fluff piece from Lucasfilm at that point, especially with that glaring omission. I didn't see it as a criticism of Kathleen Kennedy. As a matter of fact, they kind of complimented her in the article when they mentioned her once. It was more of, did The Mandalorian save Disney Star Wars? Sure, I think it was a great summary for people who don't know what happened at the end of 2019, but leaving out Gina Carano and then, of course, the Star Wars theory thing and everything that's gone down in the fandom since then has really just pissed away all the goodwill like we've talked about before. And I have a hard time even caring Like even about like stories like this, the Leslie Headland thing is, I find, humorous. It's a great example of what's already happened in Star Trek Discovery and Doctor Who, the hiring of inexperienced writers. So we've seen the results of that already, yet they're continuing to do it, and they're doing it in the guise of, well, we're bringing in new faces, bringing in new voices, hiring their friends, hiring who they're comfortable with, and not hiring anybody with any real experience. So we'll get a Russian doll version of a Star Wars show. Great. Outstanding. If you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. And if you did this with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.